Hello, welcome to this update for Oceania and some parts of Australia and everything. So let's see what will happen in Oceania next 5 days. So the main things right now are this area of moisture near Samoa, some areas, and the heat in Australia and a storm or two. So first, let's see what's happening in those areas of Samoa, French Polynesia. So today's Friday, the 3rd. It's already Saturday there because this is American time. So into Saturday shows some more storms in Fiji, some areas there, and more showers and storms scattered around Samoa, and also as far west as New Caledonia and Vanuatu, a storm or two. Into Sunday, the 5th shows more scattered storms in Samoa, and the European model does have some heavier storms there, especially like into Monday, the 6th, and so Monday still has storms there into Tuesday, shows some more down to Tonga and Alofi, some odd areas. This goes and shows like later on Tuesday, the 7th, into Wednesday, some storms just south of Fiji, and this goes still those areas of Tonga and Alofi. Those areas on the 8th shows storm or two in the Cook Islands on the 9th, but still shows like late on the 9th those storms in some parts of Oceania there, especially like Matautu, Esia, Alos, some areas there. So be careful. In Samoa still shows some storms by the 9th, but nothing that crazy. Shows like a little bit drier in Kiribati and Tuvalu, but some passing showers northern Kiribati. This goes Thursday to the 9th, shows this like convergence zone of rain, the southwestern Pacific convergence zone or something, producing a lot of heavy rain those areas. If you are in those small islands there in Alo, Esia, please be aware of this coming. This is still some days out. This forecast will change, of course, but it's a thing that most models are showing. So just be aware. That's kind of in the long term. The short term, be careful in Samoa and Fiji, to those areas. So on the 10th, on the 11th, still shows there, and later on the 10th shows like the Cook Islands, some more storms, especially on the 11th, a low pressure system there, and shows like on the 9th some passing showers French Polynesia, more showers on the 11th and the 10th French Polynesia, especially in Adamstown, Mauritania Sud shows more. The Europeans have a crazy idea, this big line of heavy rain on the 12th there, French Polynesia shows more storms, Papete on the 13th, and more around Adamstown, Mataura on the 14th and 15th, and by the 15th still shows a storm or two in Samoa, some southern Vanuatu, some parts of Fiji, but less, but still shows some lingering tropical showers there. So be careful those areas. Here's the GFS. It does show that low pressure system there where the L is, the disturbance. So this by Monday the 6th, the GFS is some very heavy rain in Samoa, those areas, and all the way down to like the Cook Islands or something, and it does form a tropical storm there further south. We have to recheck on that because the ocean there is already colder, so it might be subtropical or something, but by the look of that it looks tropical. So it goes there and goes away. On the 9th still shows some storms there, especially near Samoa. The GFS has some more in Fiji on the 10th, and the GFS still has a lot in Samoa on the 12th, and it forms more tropical cyclones there, and it goes, so both models have some crazy ideas. further out in time, but let's just focus on the short term that shows the heavy rain there. Northern Tonga, Samoa, so stay safe. This is the GFS as well, a different look to it. So it does show Monday the 6th some heavy rain there, and Alofi, some areas there too. The 6th, the 7th does form that storm, but it goes further south. But it does have some showers, the Cook Islands on the 9th there, and some storms as well. And does have still on the 10th, as I showed you before, this big convergence on all the way from Fiji to like southern French Polynesia. This goes on the 11th, still shows some very heavy rain there, and more cyclones forming along it. So this is the GFS with some crazy ideas far out, but let's see the icon too. It does have Saturday the 4th, 2 days, some storms lingering around Fiji, Samoa, those areas. This goes the 5th, shows like still some storms around there. A storm or two near Fiji, Tonga, but more in American Samoa and Samoa, especially some areas west of Samoa like Matautu, Asia, those islands there. Beware those areas. And on the 6th shows that heavier rain there around Samoa, Matautu, Alofi, those areas. Still shows in Fiji some storms on the 7th. On the 8th, still in Matautu and Samoa, shows a storm or two. And does show on the 9th there some more storms around Fiji and Samoa, especially in Alofi in some areas. The 9th and the 10th start showing some heavy rains French Polynesia on the 10th. But even before that shows some showers. So be careful those areas. Now the rain accumulation next 2 days from the European model. The European's kind of crazy with this. It does show like some 100 millimeters in central Fiji just in the next 2 days. This might be like an exaggeration, but if a very heavy downpour passes over you, this can happen fast. So be careful. There's some flash flooding potential, landslide or two. It shows more some parts of Fiji next 2 days, and Samoa shows like some 54 millimeters. American Samoa some 56 millimeters. Matautu some 55 next 2 days. Then some very far islands there, like Taulaga, shows all the way to 86 millimeters. Atafu some 58, some 81 further south. So stay safe there. Beware. Alofi already shows a storm or two, and Papete shows some showers already next 2 days. Now next 3 days already increases a lot in Samoa. This is just 3 days and 2 hours until Monday the 6th. It already shows like 165 millimeters in Samoa just between like 2 days and 3 days, because it was 55, so it increased to like 100 millimeters. So it shows more than like 118. American Samoa 109, 110. So stay safe there. And Matautu shows 125. It doesn't change much in Fiji, but still shows higher in some areas, especially the central part of the island there. So be careful. Still shows the showers French Polynesia, but didn't change much. And by 3 days shows southern Vanuatu, some storms as well, especially northern New Caledonia. Expect a storm or two. In central Vanuatu, some showers, some tropical showers, the Solomon Islands, and a storm or two there. So beware. Now 5 days until Wednesday the 8th. The European already shows in Samoa like 268 millimeters, 264 like the westernmost island, and central island of Samoa 174, 176. So please stay safe there. American Samoa 187, 172, 205 in Matautu. So be careful in those areas, especially with like flooding in bursts of heavy rain, so flash flooding. That's the main threat. So stay safe shows like 168 in Taulaga and 92 in some other areas. In southern Tuvalu shows more than 100 as well next 5 days. And Fiji increases some next 5 days from 113, sunspot to 42, so some very sporadic storms there. So be aware. In Alofi shows 178 to 281, so stay safe there. But especially Samoa warn others about this rain event. Now the GFS next 5 days. The GFS is kind of crazy in my opinion. It has like 411 millimeters in Samoa just next 5 days. I think that's too much, but you never know because sometimes the models shows less and more false, so you gotta be prepared for everything. So like 431 millimeters, 425, 414 and 369 in American Samoa. So if this happens, there's the potential for significant flooding there around the next 5 days, especially from late Sunday the 5th into late Tuesday the 7th. That's the main time frame, so stay safe, warn others on that time frame. Shows like 187 in Alofi. In Fiji has different than the European, but it does have like 168 some spots central Fiji. It has more like northern New Caledonia, a storm or two, and more like central southern Vanuatu, those storms there. So stay safe too. Southern Solomon Islands does show like some 82 millimeters, some 70 millimeters, so some tropical showers and storms there too. So beware those showers in French Polynesia, those areas. So be careful. Now the icon next 5 days shows the worst further south, but it does have on the coast of Samoa like 229, 268, 151 in Apia, and like 143 American Samoa, and some islands there that's no one lives there, but this one like 173, Matautu 193 millimeters. So stay safe those areas from the heavy rains. Warn others. In Fiji, the area is more like southern Fiji, those islands south central Fiji, 141, 143 millimeters. So stay safe those areas. Be careful. The icon does have some more near French Polynesia, some showers or storms, but nothing that crazy. So be careful in those areas. Now just let's see a little bit further out until the 12th. Until the 12th, the Europeans like 400 millimeters in Alo, 353 in Matautu, around 387 in Samoa. So you can clearly see here this big area of heavy precipitation that South Pacific convergence on. So please be careful in all of those areas in pink on the next 10 to 12 days. But the data accumulation just showed like 10 days out, and this model changes multiple times per day, so that will still change. Don't freak out because this information will still change, but just in the next 3 to 5 days, be careful in Samoa, potential more than 200 millimeters. So that's the immediate thing you should worry about. So now the GFS already has 400 in the next 5 days, so in the next 10 days the GFS all the way to 800 millimeters in Samoa. That's a bit of exaggeration in my opinion, but just goes to show you that this will be some very wet in the next weeks there, a lot of rain in those areas over the next 2 to 3 weeks. So please just be mindful of that, but I think 800 millimeters is too much. But we'll keep monitoring and we'll try to do some more frequent videos. So be careful there. Now some different models, like the Canadian model shows those showers and storms there near Fiji in those areas. Shows like on today the 4th, sun lingering showers in Fiji and Samoa, but but Sunday the 5th shows more frequent showers in Samoa, some more storms, and especially like into Monday the 6th, the Canadian has the worst in the ocean there, but does have some heavy rain in Samoa, especially on the 5th and the 6th. So it goes the 7th, the 8th, shows still some storms there, and around the 9th has the worst storms like between Fiji and Samoa in the ocean, and those areas are like Matautu and Asia, those islands there, so stay safe, those areas in the middle there. So this goes still like the 13th, shows some showers, some storms in Samoa, but it's less crazy than the GFS, the European. So the accumulated precipitation till the 7th, the Canadian does have just south of Samoa like 300 millimeters or something, but in the islands there, in Samoa, it does have like 225 or something, especially the northern face of the islands there. It shows like the northern part of the big island in Samoa is like 200 and something, but the other parts of the islands so like 125 to 150. In America, Samoa, Pago, it does show like 175 to almost 200, and some more central Fiji, close to 100, and Vanuatu, some storms too. So stay safe, those areas. Please be careful, Samoa. And then it does show like regions here, where it's like southeastern Pacific. So here, so for French Polynesia, those areas does show the action there for the west, but it does show some showers, French Polynesia, sometimes the Canadians, some showers on the 11th, this goes there, but the Canadians not very interested in French Polynesia. The European, for example, shows some small waves of thunderstorms, but the European has like on the 12th a big area of rain, French Polynesia in those areas. So depends on the model, it differs a lot. But for example, there's this other model, the NavGen, does show there that rain, it shows some showers French Polynesia, does show that cyclone there diving south, but that looks more like some extratropical. It goes and shows it leaving the cold front around the Cook Islands on the 10th, and some showers French Polynesia too. So be careful there, and I hope you can hear me well because it's kind of windy here. So let's see. So stay safe in those areas. Be careful. The excess doesn't go as far out as Samoa, but the excess has like Fiji close to like 147 millimeters in some areas. The excess does have like Alo and Matautu 254, 225 to 258 in Asia and Alo. So stay safe in those islands there from flooding. Those areas does show like Lata, Mua, some areas close to 100 millimeters, some heavier showers southern Solomon Islands and central Vanuatu. So beware. And yeah, and the models just swapped here, I don't know why. So stay safe, those areas, and warn others there. Now in Australia, does show storm or two in Queensland or Western Australia, but it's generally quieter now, but still shows like this afternoon, Saturday the 4th, a storm or two in New South Wales. This goes there, and also southwestern Australia, around those areas of Western Australia there, storm or two into Sunday, and shows more like still later on Sunday in like Northern Territory, Queensland, Western Australia, storm or two. This shows the small front like Sunday to Monday, South Australia into Victoria, some storms, and into New South Wales later on Monday the 6th, and even Tasmania. So this shows some more storms in New South Wales on Tuesday the 7th, and some could be more severe because of the instability and everything. So this goes there. Still shows some storms like southwestern Australia on the 7th. That goes there. Shows on the 8th a little bit more like southeastern Queensland, some spots northern Queensland and Northern Territory too. The 9th shows some scattered probabilities of storms like northwestern Australia into central northern Queensland, those areas there. The 10th shows like more like into northern Western Australia, some spots of Queensland, and more later. So be careful there, those areas, but it's generally calm now. But still, the storms that might happen might be strong, especially like next 5 days. Northern Queensland shows those tropical downpours, especially in the afternoon shows some 69 millimeters, 77. So beware of those thunderstorms. These are many thunderstorms that might leave some heavy rain in the afternoon, but always be aware of occasional flash flooding. So this shows storm or two along the coast of Queensland, but very little. Next 5 days shows a storm or two, shows those storms southwestern Australia, the European, not on the west coast, but like the southern coast of Western Australia. So beware, shows a shower or two into South Australia and more storms to like Victoria and South Australia because of that front. So be aware. And the European does have next 5 days around New South Wales, some 89 millimeters, so 91. So be aware, it does show some stronger storms there, and like Canberra, storm or two, and more areas there, southeastern Queensland, just 79 millimeters, so like 26 millimeters, nothing crazy, but just be aware. Northern Territory shows some 41 millimeters, some 67, mainly those like summer thunderstorms, those tropical downpours in the afternoon, but nothing extreme, just like regular afternoon storms, but some might be strong, so be mindful too. But this next 5 days now, next 10 days does increase more like northwestern Australia and increases more in Queensland and Northern Territory next 10 days, but Central Australia remains calm, Western Australia too. That shows some more New South Wales like next 10 days, but that's too far, and this updates like multiple times, but just until the 10th shows some more like northwestern Australia. So be aware. The GFS next 5 days does have some 81 to 79 millimeters northern Queensland, so be careful of those storms northern Queensland, northern Territory, and into northwestern Australia there. So beware, shows a storm or two for Western Australia, and the difference is the GFS doesn't have that big storm there like southwestern Australia. The European had like this area here, and the GFS is more like generalized there. It does have some more storms further north, so beware, but it does have some in Victoria and Tasmania, the front too. Now the icon does have some more New South Wales next 5 days, but it has less in Queensland. It just has like northern Queensland there and Northern Territory, like northwestern Australia, some stronger storms. But it does have storm or two southwestern Australia, into like South Australia and Victoria because of the front. So stay safe there. Now for like some shorter range for South Australia next 1 day and 3 hours. Doesn't show much, just a shower or two there in some western areas. For like southeastern Australia, those storms New South Wales won't have arrived yet. They arrive like next week or something, but just till like Sunday, or already shows a shower or two there. Those small spots of showers, maybe a storm or two, but maybe some very small showers, so nothing that crazy. But now for like Victoria, it doesn't show much next 1 day to 2 days, but like further north, show like in Queensland already shows those downpours, like just the next 1 day and 3 hours. This model is like 95 millimeters, right? 108 sunspots of Queensland. So because this is a high resolution model and it does show in more detail those storms. So if a downpour very strong passes over you, it could drop to like 107 millimeters. So stay safe there. Be careful because the global models don't show this. These are more like professional models. So be aware and be aware those downpours. But this model as well updates multiple times per day. So in 6 hours, it might show that heavy air precipitation a little bit further north or further south. So be aware because it updates a lot. But it does show like those spots northern Queensland, those downpours as well. So yeah, be aware those areas. Those can be very sporadic and some other areas there. So be aware. Now, Northern Territory doesn't show much next 1 day and 3 hours, but does show something in the far north there, some small spots of showers. So be aware. Now southwestern Australia already shows those showers the next day or so in a storm or two, but nothing that crazy. So be aware. Now for those temperatures, let's see, it's still very hot, but not as extreme. But for some it's still very extreme, like some 43 degrees still shows this afternoon, Saturday the 4th, across South Australia. Some spots like 43, 41 degrees, some 42 degrees, 44. So stay safe to those areas. Drink a lot of water and like be careful. The heat shows like in New South Wales close to 40 degrees as well, some 43 degrees, South Australia, in Victoria some 38, 39 degrees. In Tasmania all the like 28 degrees, some 22. So yeah, be aware. Now during the night it does decrease, but still some 32 degrees, some 33 degrees. So stay safe because if nighttime temperatures remain high, it increases the heat stress in the body. So be careful. And but still shows in eastern New South Wales still some 11, 10 degrees in the highlands there, and southwestern Australia. But Sunday afternoon does have some spots in Western Australia to 45 degrees, some 44, 43 degrees. Those towns there, some 42, 45 degrees. So stay safe. Those areas still like South Australia, some 44 degrees, some 42 degrees, 40 up there as well. So stay safe. Those areas. Some other areas like Papua New Guinea, some tropical temperatures, 32 degrees, and the mountains a little bit less. But yeah, back to Australia, shows some 45 degrees to desert. So be careful. Even to Victoria, some 32 to 40 degrees. So stay safe. Sunday, this goes there. Into Monday afternoon, does show, where is it? Here's still some spots in Western Australia to 44 degrees, some 43 degrees, so some 44, 42. So stay safe. Some 38 degrees, 41, 43, 40 degrees. Some parts of Queensland as well, to 43, Northern South Australia. So stay safe. That already shows a little bit less in Victoria because of the front, but Northern New South Wales still shows hot. So Tuesday, the 7th, the afternoon, still show like some 43 Western Queensland into like Northern Territory, shows some 42 degrees, some spots in Northern Territory. Western Australia still like some 43 to 44 degrees, some spots in the desert. So stay safe there. So like some 41, 43 degrees. Be careful, the heat danger and everything. So Tuesday, this goes into Wednesday. Wednesday, the European model does have like some 45 degrees, some spots of the desert, some 43 degrees, some 41, 40 degrees, 42. Right on the west there, like some 46 degrees, some spots there. So be careful. Some cities to like some 45 degrees too. So stay safe. Wednesday the 8th, during the night shows a little bit less in the south, but still hot in the central areas. And like on the 9th, the shows still Queensland, some 44 degrees. and like South Australia, some 44, 44, some 41 in Northern Territory, still some 46, 45 in the Western Desert, but Victoria shows 38 again, so some 4 in Northern New South Wales. The 9th, the 10th still shows some 45 degrees, it's like some 45 to 44 degrees. The 11th still shows like Queensland, some 45 degrees, Northern South Australia to Northern Territory. So yeah, stay safe in those areas. The 11th, the 12th still shows very hot, especially Western Australia, to like Central to Southern Australia there. So stay safe. The 12th, the 13th still quite hot, so stay safe. But this is just one model, and it also updates multiple times per day. So this will still change, but the general consensus is it will stay very hot. So now the GFS shows some 42 degrees as well, some areas there. Later in the afternoon, like some 42, yeah, so be aware. But that shows some 44 Western Australia there, other 41 Northern Victoria, and be aware of the feels like temperatures, the heat indices, because if it's like humid as well, it might feel hard, like 41 degrees might feel like 45, depending on the conditions. So stay safe, be careful the feels like temperatures. Sunday to Monday, the GFS still has some very high temperatures, some 42 degrees, some 41. On the immediate north shows some 30s, but further south the extreme heat wave there. So stay safe. Tuesday the 7th still shows very high across those areas, so be careful there. Now let's see here if there's something else that might be interesting, because this takes a while here, but for like in Australia, let's see if it loads here. So for like the here, so let's see, this is the 2-meter temperature. It's similar to the actual temperature, but it's not like the actual temperature. It does show very hot, like in some spots western, northwest Australia, shows like South Australia, so you can clearly see like the heat wave to Central Australia and those areas, so be careful there. And let's see if I find something here. And here, if this loads, I think it could take too long, but let's just see something else meanwhile. So the wind gusts, nothing crazy, but inside those thunderstorms there might be some stronger winds, especially those downpours there in the north. There might be some higher gusts in the storms, so be careful. But the city in southwestern Australia does show windier. That's Tuesday, wait here, so Friday to Saturday today shows still a tiny bit windier, some spots Central South Australia to like the mountains in Victoria and the coast of Queensland. This goes still show like Saturday, some spots Western Australia, a little bit windy on the coast, and some spots South Australia, but nothing crazy. This goes, the European does have some spots of Victoria, New South Wales, a little bit higher gusts because of that front, but nothing crazy, a little bit windier into South Australia. This goes, does show windier at just outside Tasmania on the ocean there, so some more waves and everything, so be aware. It shows some spots South Australia into Queensland, a little bit higher gusts to South Australia, some areas Monday there, some spots in New South Wales, but nothing crazy. Into Wednesday at the 8th does show like South Australia. The European does have a crazy thing like South Australia on the 8th there, but it does have like Queensland, some isolated spots in the desert, a little bit higher gusts. So this goes, that disappears, but shows still on the 9th a bit windier South Australia, And the 10th, the European does have a lot of scared spots of some higher gusts, some spots in Northern Territory, Queensland, a little bit higher gusts, some specific spots. This goes there, and does show on the 11th a little bit higher gusts, like Central Northern Territory, like Southern Northern Territory, a little bit above average winds across like Western Australia. And I don't know if that exists above average winds, but some higher gusts than normal. So the does show like into New South Wales and Queensland, a little bit gusty on the 12th, and more on the 13th there shows some more gusts, but nothing that crazy. Just be aware. The GFS has something similar. It does have some windier spots Saturday, the 4th, into Sunday. The GFS has like some spots in the desert, some higher gusts for Western Australia there, especially like Sunday to Monday, but it does go like Southwestern Australia Monday into Northern Territory. This goes there Wednesday, the 8th, like South Australia, Western Australia, and yeah, so stay safe there. Nothing that crazy. Let's see if this is working here, but not really. So yeah, stay safe. But for like New Zealand and those areas, now shows a little bit higher gusts in Wellington, some areas because of a system there. The 3rd, and then Saturday the 4th still shows a little bit higher gusts on southern spots of the North Island. Monday the 6th still show like northeastern New Zealand, and some spots like some 52 30 power gusts. Those shows some higher gusts on the 6th in the southwest because of a front. This crosses there, shows in the ocean a little bit higher between the two islands on the 7th. This goes show like the 9th, the 10th. There's nothing crazy going to happen in terms of wind, but just sometimes a bit breezier. So the 10th, this goes on the 11th, but yeah, beware on that island too. A bit breezier the 12th, but nothing crazy. The crazier things like happening now until Monday, some spots there. But for rain, does show like Saturday now, there's some rain in the northwest and New Zealand, also like throughout Saturday and Sunday, much of the North Island, some showers, and a storm or two as well. You can see some lightning emojis, so beware. Sunday, Monday comes down, but still a shower or two in the north. On Sunday, the 6th, does show the cold front to southwest New Zealand, like southern New Zealand. It shows a storm or two there too. Into Wednesday, the 8th, and Tuesday shows more showers. Central New Zealand, like northern New Zealand, a storm or two. This goes the 9th, still some showers, some small spots there, a shower to the 10th, and then the 11th shows some more lingering showers, but nothing that crazy, some more on the 13th. But be aware, nothing crazy. Now the rain accumulation until the 8th does show some more rain in New Zealand too, especially like the coasts of the North Islands, some areas there, some spots like central northern North Islands because of the storms, more like there as well, and those areas. But be aware like northeastern parts of the island, and show like 2 millimeters in Auckland, very little, more like to the South Island because the cold front. So this shows some more scared showers the South Island, and some showers in the island there. So beware, and until the 13th, that shows some more, but no crazy changes. The GFS does have some more as well, like southern, eastern North Island, because of the system there, and the front in the South Island. So be aware, but nothing that crazy. So now for temperature, still shows lower at night in some areas there, but nothing that crazy. Like the mountains show like some 4 degrees and some 3 degrees. The afternoon shows some 16 degrees, some spots 13 degrees, some 20 degrees in Auckland. Still shows like Monday night to Sunday morning, so like 1 0 degree, the highest peaks there. But this does show some valleys, like some 23 degrees on Monday, southwest New Zealand 23 as well. So this does show like south southern New Zealand, like some 26 to 25 degrees as well on the 6th, a little bit warmer some northern areas as well. The show a little bit colder tonight, especially the mountains, and like the 8th shows a bit colder too, but warmer in the north, and shows like on the 9th, warmer in the valleys in the north, but still coldish in the mountains. This goes and like, yeah, so be aware, but nothing that crazy. Now for snow, barely shows anything because it's hot, and like, but it does show those colder days, like 2 centimeters in the mountains, the European shows, and even in the North Island. But the GFS doesn't have anything those areas. The European does like 0.3, but GFS does have like 3.8 centimeters, like North and South Island, some snow. So be aware, the excess is like 0.8 centimeters, so yeah, nothing that crazy, but just be aware and stay safe those areas. Now let's see if there's one last thing here, but here in Australia, because it's so slow here, the internet, but this mainly it, I think. So stay safe from those very heavy rains and everything, and warn others.